Peace and love, everyone. Good to see you all again. I know it's been a week since I last talked to you all, but had a lot of things happen during this Pisces season, and there's a lot of things that's taking place at the end of this week. Um, well, I should say in this week, rather. I hope you all are doing well. Peace and love, Annie V. That's right. The awakening is definitely here. A lot of people are coming into their own. Peace and love, high frequency. Definitely good to see you as well. And there's a lot of things that's happening. Uh, and for those who are new to the channel, I'd like to welcome you all to the channel. This is where we cover astrological, metaphysical, and historical principles to help you on your path to enlightenment. And today we have a special one here. Before we even get started, definitely want to say happy solar return to my Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. Happy lunar return to my Pisces, uh, moon, rising signs. And we also have a return for my Pisces. So I definitely want to congratulate you all on your shadow work. You've been doing very well, and this is the last week of shadow work, which means this is the last week of winter. So we are moving to a new season soon, and it's going to be a good one. So we actually have today is going to be a day of confusion with the moon in Sagittarius, leaving Scorpio, entering into Sagittarius. And right when the moon enters into Sagittarius, is going to square off with Saturn that has transitioned finally into Pisces. Now, let me go ahead and show you the actual forecast. Okay, and this is what we're actually looking at today. And this is actually the confusion day. This is a Gwen and Gibbous. We have the moon beginning to shrink in light. So we actually again have the moon in Sagittarius squaring off against Saturn and Pisces. And with Saturn and Pisces and this moon actually squaring, this will make you more inclined to share your ideas with other people. And for those people who are reincarnated or incarnated at this time during this moon phase, this is a good time for you all to express yourselves, and this will make you all great teachers. Okay, and on the flip side, you guys will become something like zealots or fanatics. So you have these huge ideals and you want to force them on other people, and you're the only person right. But on this day, Monday, you want to make sure that you look into getting with others so you can share your ideas with them and your ideals. Make sure that you meet new people. You want to mix with different people from different nations. You want to get some ideas across, and buy an exotic plant for your home if you can. Make sure you get some books for your learning, and you definitely don't want to come off as a know-it-all on this day. You definitely don't want to be careless with your decision making and overlook important details, and you don't want to take unnecessary risks on Monday. All right, so this is what we're looking at for today. And then, as you can see, on Tuesday, it's still confusing. Um, is beginning to get less confusing for some, and then for others, it'll be a little more because you have this conflicting energy within yourself. The moon in Sagittarius will be making a trine to Chiron and Jupiter in Aries. They'll be making a square to Mercury and uh, Pisces, and then also be making a square to the Sun in Pisces, along with the Sun and Neptune conjunct in Pisces. So, oh, and I can't forget, you're going to also have the Moon opposing Mars and Gemini. So this is a lot of aspects taking place on Tuesday. So you want to make sure that you go for a walk if you can. If you have a conveyance, a bike, a what you call a car, truck, you catch the train or the bus, make sure you can walk if you can. Get some good exercise in on your exploration when the moon is in Sag. You want to make sure you practice positive visualization techniques, because some people, when they go to visualize, they begin to think of all the things they do not desire. Okay, and that's what ultimately you're going to get, because our mind deals with images. Okay, and so you definitely want to make sure that you exercise on Tuesday and catch up on some documentaries if you can. Now, you don't want to sit too far, or sit for too long, I should say, in one place, and this will stagnate your energy. So you want to make sure you walk, get around, and make sure that you get out. And don't forget to laugh and have a good time on Tuesday. So we also have on Wednesday, this is like a relief day. opportunity day, because you have the moon moving into Capricorn. And as soon as it moves into Capricorn, it's going to sextile Saturn and Pisces. And the sun in Pisces will also conjunct Neptune in Pisces. So you want to make sure that you think twice before you make financial commitments, and make sure that you sober up. Get serious about life. Get serious about your decision making. And instead of just desiring to be liked, just try to earn your reputation that you truly desire. Now, with Saturn moving into Pisces again, this is going to impact the collective, because now we all, as a people, get an opportunity to look at things from a different picture, a more serious side. We had a lot of time being deceived and playing, but now we're getting to uh, the truth and the harsh reality. So this is going to actually help us to look at things at a different lens, especially what's about to happen with Pluto. So you're going to need to be as sober as possible as you witness the change of the corporate owners and corporate powers that be. This clash of the corporations is actually going to happen right before your eyes, and you're going to need to be sober as you're actually witnessing this experience. We all going to have to mature spiritually, and Saturn and Pisces is actually going to bring that awakening. So, Annie V, you were right. It's actually going to happen, and it's actually taking place. You're going to be looking for those things as we reach a new season, the spring, new year. Now, again, on this day, you definitely want to make sure that you think twice about those financial commitments, okay? Because with all of these different things, these planetary shifts happening, um, we can get in a habit of panicking and wanting to be run out and store up and things like that, which is always good. But you actually want to make sure that you go by your budget and not go by fear. Okay, you know the corporate owners work off of fear, so just be aware of that, and don't let fear of what others think of you stop you from doing anything on Wednesday. I know we have a tendency to be hard on ourselves, so you definitely want to make sure that you um, don't really take to heart what other people say or the way they treat you on Wednesday. And don't have that savior complex on Wednesday, because people have a love hate type of relationship with those who think they're the savior. And I know from firsthand experience that people hate those type of people who think that they can save and can do those type of things. And then you also have those type who praise the savior types, but really they hate their work. They hate the work that they do. So just be mindful. Not everybody wants to be saved, and really you should be thinking about saving yourself first and foremost. And that's what Wednesday will bring. So moving along, you see on Thursday will be a tornado watch. And we say tornado because this is a mix, a blend of a lot of different traits. This is a mix of a lot of manipulation, anger, fear, anxiety, and you name it. You throw it in there. This is what's happening. You got the moon in Capricorn. Uh, Finally transitioning into Capricorn, and then we have it automatically squaring with Chiron and Jupiter in Aries. It'll make a trine, a Earth trine to Uranus and Taurus, but then it'll also have Mercury and Pisces. It'll make a conjunction to Neptune in Pisces. We got the Sun in Pisces that will square Mars and Gemini. We got Venus actually going to square Pluto and Capricorn, and then on top of that, we got Venus coming home. So there's a lot of things taking place on Thursday. So it's a tornado watch. People can get out of control with their emotions. And really, for a lot of you who are working or at the job, you guys are going to be uh, looking out for those little petty things in the offices, and petty things, actions from your coworkers. So just look out for those things, because these things can lead to this tornado explosion in the workplace or even in the home. Okay, so just be mindful of that. And you don't want to lose sight of your main priorities and your goals in life. Don't let these little instances take you off the main priority. And this is what you're looking at on Thursday. Don't neglect yourself with the moon in Capricorn. With all these things happening, you definitely want to make sure you take care of yourself, because They will be talking about you because they are observing you, and there's nothing else for them to do at this point but talk about you. And so this is where, um, when you're not looking your best, you're not feeling your best, they'll just add that to the mix, and then of course that'll add to the stress, and you may go off the rail. So this is what you're looking at on Thursday. Now on Friday we have what they call St. Patrick's Day, and this is a holiday that's celebrated, all over, and this is actually where the Christian colonizers ran our ancestors out of Ireland. Now, in the thumbnail, I said St. Patrick and the snakes. Now, they called our ancestors the snakes, okay, the serpents. Every nation and culture has a concept of the snakes and the serpents, but we've been dogmatized and brainwashed to think that this is something evil when the snake actually represents transformation, knowledge, and arcane knowledge. And our ancestors were known as the snakes, the serpents, or the Nagas. Okay, and the Nagas was actually the Gnostics, the ones who held the principles of arcane knowledge, and they also held the principles and protected those arcane universal truths, and they rejected the dogma. So this is why our ancestors was actually uh, ran out of Ireland, because literally there's no snakes in Ireland. Or at least at that time, there were no snakes in Ireland. There were no fossils found, no bones, nothing found according to the snakes. It was actually symbolic. Okay, so this is what actually is taking place on Friday, this celebration. They're actually celebrating the downfall of our ancestors. And this is a day that, or another turning point in history, where a lot of our ancestors were murdered and expelled from Ireland. Okay, so this is what that was really about. And on this day, just remember your ancestors and remember the knowledge for which they were taken out for and what they were expelled for, because that's more important than going to a pub and getting drunk, or going to turn up and do all these different things with your friends, because there's a reason why they did that to our ancestors. So this is taking place on Friday, and we have Venus home, which is the ruler of Friday. It's home in Taurus, so things the picture begins to get clearer when it comes to your values and to love and to finances and resources. So it gets a little clear with Venus coming home. And then we also have this is I would like to look at this as a relaxation day, because after all of this week of confusion, up and down roller coaster emotions, now you're going to need a time to unwind and relax. And this is a good day to do that. And this will lead you into Saturday, which is a social day, a good day for getting out and linking with those who have like minds. As the moon enters into Aquarius, this is a great time to socialize and actually enjoy your evening with people. Now, I did pull some cards for this week just to give you a glimpse. We do have the Six of Disc upright, and with the Six of Disc upright, this is Mercury in Taurus, but Mercury is now in Pisces. So this is all about the investments that you made, the investments that lead to reward, and your rewards then leads to charity. And of course, this is talking about your commerce, your business, and your trade. Getting some support from people through your business in small increments. So for those who are entrepreneurs, and those who are business owners, continue to stay on the path. You're getting supported in small increments. You might not feel like a lot now, but you have to learn how to budget that for the next season. And this can also be for those who are fully vested in relationships. So if you're invested in a partner or someone significant to you, um, this is, stacking up those small wins. And this is where you get into that feeling of generosity. Okay, you guys are building on top of your relationship or the investment, and you're going to see some return on that investment shortly, because we have the aesthetic upright, and this is where we're dealing with water energy. So we already have earth with the disc. Now we're moving to water, combining the two, and that's pretty much all of our makeups. um, Earth and water. And so with this, water brings trials. With at least with this card upright, some of us are going to go through more trials and obstacles, and for some you might interpret them as punishment for not doing the shadow work that needed to be done. For others of you, you'll look at it as more pruning, which is good. But this also represents a fresh perspective that's going to emerge this week during this time. And this is where some of you feel like you're suffering because you're not where you need to be. Okay, you're not where you need to be because you're not willing to improve yourself. And that's the quote on the screen. People are anxious to improve their circumstances, but are unwilling to improve themselves. And that's where that frustration comes in. You feel stagnant, things feel like they're stalling. And that's because, again, there's some work that needs to be done. Um, so, and again, you're not alone. There's so many people who feel this way. People, when they get caught up in the crowd or the sea of conformity, you can feel stagnant. You're just going along. You got a job. You're just trying to discover why you're here. It can definitely feel like stagnation is taking place, and that's why you have to remember to do the work and get closer to self. As man, know thyself, and this is where we get to the last card of the deck, which is the Lovers. Peace of love, Nubian Queen Shell. This is where we get to the Lovers, and we see we have the Lovers representing Gemini or air. We have Mars there right now, and this is dealing with attachment, union, and wholeness. So for those who've been looking for those things, just actually upon you. And this is dealing with commitment. For those of you who want commitment and you've been wanting things to flourish, this is an opportunity. But when you have the Lovers, you're dealing with two hemispheres of the mind. You're dealing with masculine and feminine. You're also dealing with decision making, okay, taking action, making informed decisions, and being involved with two or more people, assignments, or groups. Okay, this is what the Lover card brings, and trying to find balance and harmony between the two. So this is actually what we're observing and trying to bring harmony between the two. So that's actually what you're going to be focusing on. This is the focus of the week. And it's going to be a good opportunity to end on a good note with all of the shadow work you've done. Now, this is the last week of winter. This is the last week of the shadow work. And if you need to continue to do your shadow work, you can. But this is the last week as we move into the spring, and then we'll get into some things that's going to be happening for the U.S. corporation. A lot of things is going to be taking place with the U.S. corporation, and me personally, I think that we can do a class on that because I have a lot of things that I would like to tell you all, but of course, we know how the YouTube stuff works. But the U.S. corporation, and that's going to be happening next week. So, oh, also remember that the Friday, again, that's a Memorial Day. So that's a Memorial Day for our ancestors. And it's going to be very, I like to say, giving you a preview. It's going to give you a preview of what's to come for the remainder of the year. Okay, starting with this Pluto transit. We have Saturn and we have Pluto. Then we're going to have Mars. We have Venus moving as well. So a lot of transits taking place, a lot of planetary shifts. And with the planets moving, there's a lot of things that's going to be happening on Earth. For example, we had a meteor that hit the moon. Okay, that was caught on photo. Okay, video, and so that tells you a little bit about the type of universe we live in, and the type of dogma we've been taught. So we're going to talk about those type of things and talk about what's going on at a later date. And hopefully we could get another live in before we do the class, because we're going to start classes up again soon. But you guys, I hope you was able to pull something from this reading to be prepared for this week. And we're going to get you ready for next week. You guys enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the rest of your week if we don't see you again. And peace and love, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace and love.